Hello and welcome to the Part-Time Disc Golf Channel. Logan here to take you through the round today between these four fine individuals at the Knoch Knolls course over in Naperville. We've got Patrick today, Evan, Jake, and Sean. Patrick is someone you haven't seen before. You just saw him in the intro, so excited to see him go on. He's not in this shot right here, but that's quite all right. We got Sean, Evan, and Jake waiting on the first tee. And we're going to jump right into it. The first one is not too difficult, 229-foot par 3. You want to keep it low to be below the tree leaves. Evan didn't right there. But you also have to get kind of lucky, because if you manage to get it into that little forested area around the basket, you have a pretty good possibility of running into one of those trees. So you got to have kind of a little bit of luck there. And Jake almost took a tumble on the first tee, and he might have a shot at the basket. A pretty good attempt for almost falling down. Sean now, primarily a forehand player, saw a lot of forehand play last week at Delwood. He also has a pretty good shot.
The debut shot.
And here's Patrick. He gives a little salute to the camera there, and he is underway with that first shot. A little off to the left, but it should be good. Should have at least a little bit of a look at the basket. Sean there recommending he throw the boss next time on this hole. Now we're up to Sean for his second shot. Look at birdie. And he leaves it about 3 feet short. Nice easy tap in for par. Jake,
I don't even have a line to the basket.
Lays up. You hear him there. Says he doesn't have quite a line to the basket. Evan also misses the birdie putt, so he will be in for a couple pars there. Patrick actually went pretty far past the basket into that brush back there, and he was unable to get it out cleanly, so he will go ahead and tap it in there for a par. 4 pars on the first hole. That's always a great start to the round, as we see Sean finishing it up right there. Hole 2, 265 par 3. This one's even more straight ahead. You got a hazard there on the left-hand side of the fairway. You see that tree you got to go around. Evan choosing to go down the right side of the fairway, clips the tree, and I think that took a little bit off his drive, so he doesn't quite make it to the mulch. Jake now wiping his feet off after almost taking a tumble on that first hole. He really doesn't want to do that again. He throws it pretty high, but he might have a pretty good look at it. And you see there he's quite short of the mulch as well. We'll have a look for the bird. Sean will take the other approach, the other side of that tree down the middle of the fairway with the forehand shot. And that will tumble in again. Sean having a nice look for birdie here. Patrick now, my commentary partner from last week, will take a shot at it. And
I'm not sure if you saw, but there's a tree right in the middle that you're not supposed to throw straight.
As Jake said, there is a tree right in the middle of the fairway, and Patrick did a good job aiming right at the middle of that, so he will be up first for the second shot. He's got quite a long look at the basket, so he kind of backhands one and has a long look for par now. Probably not as close as he would have liked off of that second shot, but Evan with the look, and he hits the birdie.
Hole two, merchant.
First birdie of the round by Evan with this excellent putt. Jump putt, not a problem for Evan. Jake now looking for a bird of his own.
Oh, that was terrible.
And
That came out of my hands so soft.
he does commentary for himself right there. Don't feel like I need to say very much. Patrick now is wide of the basket. That was his par look, so he will be in for a bogey.
Damn, Evan made his from way back
Sean
there.
now tried to get the bird, but you saw the doink counter there. Hits the first doink of the day. So that will be a par for Sean and Jake. Bogey for Patrick and a birdie for Evan as we move into hole number 3. Hole number 3 is a par 3, 275 feet straight down the way there. Got the thick stuff on the left, want to stay out of there, but you also saw on the plaque you've got some trees on the right-hand side too. So Evan elects to go backhand and will be stuck in kind of the thick stuff there. See what he's able to see the basket. Jake now looks like he's going to go forehand here.
That's almost perfect.
Straight down the middle of the fairway. Just a little bit short, though. Not sure if it caught some of the trees on the left-hand side. I think it might have. And that took some off, so he will have a somewhat look at the basket. Sean now also with the forehand shot. Has a very good shot, actually threw past our camera operator way down there, so we didn't quite get a shot of that one. But Patrick now has maybe lost his balance a little bit there, but he has a great shot straight down the middle of the fairway, and he'll have a pretty good birdie look.
No, you're way out. You're like 45.
Jake now 45 feet in the words of Sean. Tries to kind of step putt there, but leaves it way short.
You might. I mean, if you want to play like
I might circle
Evan
that
in the
so I
thick
won't
stuff.
play it.
yeah.
Looks like they're having a conversation about if he's in the circle or not, but doesn't really matter. Kind of laid up anyway. Sean now looking for the bird. And Sean will put another one up on the doink counter. 2 for 2 on doinks today for Sean.
Oh, that's so bad.
Oh my.
That was so bad.
Again, I don't think any commentary is needed there. Done by Patrick and Evan.
And you're even. Ooh.
For par, had a doink of his own, and that's really gotta hurt. Started off well, started off with the bird. Evan cancels that out pretty much immediately for the bogey. He was the only one to bogey. We have a look at the scorecard now. Patrick, the only one that's +1. Everyone else is even through 3 holes. So, pretty good look at things so far. Not too bad of a start. Hole number 4, we're playing to the A pin on hole number 4. That is 258 feet away. It's par 3 again.
Get through.
A little bit of a late release there from Jake. Not really sure if he'll have much of a look at the basket. The basket is up and to the left. We've got the thick stuff with a creek on the left-hand side of the fairway. So kind of want to get up and around all that thick stuff. And Sean also goes far to the right. Not really the place you want to be. Patrick has a beautiful shot straight down the fairway, and just a little bit longer, I think would have had a really good look at birdie, but he's just at the edge of the thick stuff, so we might see the first birdie of the day out of Patrick on this hole.
Good job, Evan.
Evan also, with ease, puts that right in the mulch, parks it right underneath the basket, right back where he needs to be after that bogey last hole. Jake also has an excellent up shot. Again, a tap in for par for Jake on hole number 4. Patrick now has to kind of lean out around the thick stuff, and he will also lay up, and we'll have a nice easy tap in for par. Sean kind of goes with the Anheuser backhand shot, maybe trying to lay it in there, but we'll also have another great look at par. Patrick Sean with the par. Evan, whose putt you didn't see, he did make that though. He was the only one to birdie hole number 4, so he will be up first on hole number 5 as we prepare. You see the very important disc selection process that Patrick was going through right there, but Evan's the first one up because he did birdie. Has an excellent shot down the right-hand side of the fairway. This is a 286-foot par 3. Pretty much straight down the way there. You see the basket way down range.
So then I overcorrected by a ton.
Jake was trying to avoid that tree on the left-hand side. That is an added hazard on this hole. You don't want to do that.
See, that's what I didn't want to do.
Ooh.
You made fun of me.
Maybe I just spoke that into existence. So maybe we won't talk about that tree anymore.
That would have been good. If
Ooh.
it was tired, that would have been good.
Maybe I should just talk a little bit quieter. I think they were hearing me up here in the broadcast booth, but maybe not. Sean, with the second shot, elects to go forehand. Don't quite know where that landed, but Patrick also with a long shot goes backhand and catches a tree and is, as he said, quite short.
No, it's hole 2.
Evan with the birdie look has an. I'd call that more of an upshot than a putt, but he will have an excellent look at par. Jake, just outside the thick stuff, will also have a pretty good look at par just outside the mulch. Patrick with a look for par.
The movie.
Was it good?
Wasn't even close.
If you like Wes Anderson, it's good.
Now this is movie reviews with Sean on the fifth
So you
hole,
like
as
it?
he
I want to see the
also is pretty good ways off. So Patrick and Sean will be in for the bogue, and an air ball from Patrick will cause the first double bogey of the round. Not the best hole for Patrick, and see Jake adding to that doink counter, number 5 on the day, through 5 holes, 5 doinks, and that's got to be a tough one for Jake there. Patrick ends up finishing that one off for the double bogey. Not the best hole so far. Sean and Jake with the single bogue. Patrick in there with the double. And Evan was the only one to par. So he will be up first on this very short par 3. 203 feet. And you just got to avoid some of those trees on the right-hand side. Evan's going to maybe be in the thick stuff. Probably have a couple trees in his way. I don't know if he's going to necessarily be in for a birdie on this one, but you can see the basket up there. You kind of have a path if you want to forehand.
I didn't throw it that way at all.
And
That's a fine shot.
Jake will have a look at the basket, but a pretty long putt, so we'll see what happens with that one. Sean elects to go forehand and skips probably about a foot away from the basket, so he has the best shot so far on hole number 6. We'll see what the Pat Man has to offer here. He almost took a tumble there. I don't know. I think it rained the night before this round. Almost seeing a couple tumbles here on the tee pad. Got to be sure they're drying off their shoes. And oh my, I don't know what happened there. It looked like that one came out a little bit lower than Evan wanted, so he went off a tree. Patrick caught a branch, and I think that saved him a little bit from going way too far. Jake with the birdie look, and he hits it. What a putt from Jake.
I don't know. It was because I barely hit chains, but
Excellent putt there for Jake's first birdie of the round.
Yikes.
Evan on his par look, adding to the doink counter up to 6 through 6, so we're averaging about 1 per hole. Pat with a nice easy tap in there. Evan looks to tap in for the bogey, and again, another doink for Evan. So that will be a double bogey for the leader on hole number 6. 2 birdies on that one. 1 for Jake and 1 for Sean. So they will be the first ones up on hole number 7. Patrick had the par. Evan had the double bogey, as I mentioned. This hole number 7 is 289 foot par 3. Just up behind those trees there that are pretty much straight ahead of Jake. So got to get past there and turn back in. Jake turned
I do no follow through and just like that.
just a little bit early. Probably had something to do with that lack of follow through, like he said.
Change the plan. Sorry.
Sean here now,
For that shot.
Third shot now.
deciding what he's going to do.
Roll it.
No, hopefully not.
Looks like he's going to go backhand here. Again, an interesting play. We saw this last week. Sean, being a primarily forehand player, decides to go backhand on some of the more
I don't think I should throw my beat.
forehand-centric holes. So he ends up way to the left there in the fairway on the hole over.
You should throw the essence.
So Patrick,
I don't have an essence. Yes, you do. It's a Zen, too. That's the signature series. It's an essence.
Patrick confusing the Essence and the Zen 2 being the signature series of that disc. So
No, that's good.
getting a little learning lesson there from the group as Evan has a pretty nice first shot. He is +1 after 5 holes. You see Sean's shot now. Way over in the fairway next door. We'll have a pretty long look at par. And Jake's, as he said, is just going to go ahead and lay up here. Doesn't really have a solid look at the basket. And, man, that's got to be a killer. Catches the bottom part of that branch, and we'll have a really long look at par.
Wow.
Kind of a layup, half-hearted putt there from Evan. He'll have a nice tap in for par. Patrick with the birdie look. And I think he must be getting distracted by that flag up on top of the basket. We don't have that at very many courses by our location, so I think he's just looking at that, and he's hit it twice now on just the front 7 holes. Sean now for par. We'll airball that one. Jake. Oh, no. Oh, no. Doink counter already at 9 through 7 holes. Jake will slam that one in as Evan easily hits that for a par. Evan and Patrick, the only ones to par that hole. Jake with the double bogey after adding that doink. And Sean with a single bogey. So hole number 8, again shooting to the A pin. 193 feet to the A pin. Patrick elects to go backhand. It's pretty much straight ahead there. Got more room on the left side of the fairway, but Patrick went way into the thick stuff on the right, so he's going to have quite a time on his second shot.
More often than not,
Evan again, killing it straight down the middle, just outside the mulch. We'll have an excellent birdie look. We'll see what Sean has to do here. He elects to go forehand this time.
No, hit the tree. Hit the tree.
Flexes it a little bit, and
Probably skipped really far. Down hole 9.
he skipped down the stairs onto the next hole, but we'll still maybe have a good look at birdie. Kind of hard to tell from where that disc landed, but we'll find out in just a minute here after Jake will tee off. Standstill forehand. Goes way to the left, down the left-hand side of the fairway, but that's actually not that bad of a place to be. He'll have a nice clear look at the basket, as you can see right here. Moving up to his second shot. He will lay up and is directly underneath for a tap-in par. Patrick, again in the thick stuff, tries to pitch out, but doesn't really get totally out of it, as Evan will go ahead and hit the bird, and Sean looking for the bird as well. And an excellent putt from Sean for that birdie. And man, sometimes those elevated putts can really throw you off, especially when you're used to a normal height basket. We'll see that maybe a little bit later in the round to the double stack basket, but wow, just can't get over that putt from Sean for birdie down the stairs. As we see Patrick with the bogue. 2 birdies on that hole from Sean and Evan. Jake with the par, and Patrick looking to bounce back here on hole 9. About halfway through the round. We're playing from the far tees here on hole number 9. This one is pretty much, again, straight ahead. We see that a lot on this Knoch Knolls course, but it is heavily fortified by a couple trees. So you got to get down the tunnel, get over the drawbridge into the castle, as it were. Sean will have an excellent look at birdie after that drive. Again, it can be kind of tricky to keep it straight. You see that gap that you pretty much have to hit. You're on the left side, you're really in the thick stuff. And if you're on the right, you're kind of also being slowed down. Jake there will roll into the very end of the thick stuff, so you will have a look maybe at birdie, and Patrick with the early release on that backhand shot, so he will be...
I should have not taken a week off from playing.
I tend to agree with that, as he has his second shot here. Again, has to kind of pitch out and elects to kind of throw a roller, and that one
Did that land anywhere close to the basket?
took off. And yeah, I mean, it's not really a bad look from that area. A nice, generous roll as Jake will pitch out and have a nice, easy look at par. Evan now for birdie, and he hits it again. Evan just showing everyone who's boss. Hits his 4th birdie of the round. Granted, he's had a bogey and a double bogey, but he's still -1 now through 9. And Sean again. Second excellent putt from Sean today, as he gets that birdie as well. Very impressive putting from Sean today. Gotta love that. Through 9 holes, we can take a look at the scorecard right here. Patrick is +5. He is on the bottom. He's on the top of this leaderboard, but on the bottom of the scorecard. Jake +2. Evan and Sean tied at -1, through 9 holes at this beautiful Naperville Park District disc golf course. As we move to hole number 10, it's the first par 4 of the day, so got to be keeping that in mind. It's also, as you can probably hear them discussing right now, quite windy. So again, something to keep in mind here is Evan will elect to throw something kind of flippy at the recommendation of Sean. We'll see if that pays off as he sends that one down the right side of the fairway. Will kind of catch a tree and land just outside the tall grass. So not a terrible drive from Evan. Sean electing to go forehand. That one never really came out of that, and so Sean will have quite a long second shot on this 459-foot par 4.
Yeah, you should. Don't do that.
See what Jake has to offer now. He pretty much goes straight down the middle of the fairway, and that really took a left-hand turn, and he's way on the left side of the fairway. Patrick, see if that will get it out, and it does not. So Patrick will be just on the inside of that tree line for his second shot of the day. Not terrible drives from anyone on the first par 4 of the disc golf course. Evan with a second shot. See how close he'll be. He'll have a look at birdie. Quite a long putt. We'll see what he can do. Patrick will roll it just a little bit. He'll have, I think, an even longer look at birdie after his second shot. Sean again with the forehand. We'll see if it'll come out. And he goes past the basket, but he's got the closest look at birdie so far. Jake also with the forehand shot. Throws it really high. It drops down and bounces. Luckily, it hit that backstop of the tall grass. Otherwise, he would have been quite far away. Patrick now looking for bird. Oh, my.
Needed that.
He definitely did need that. First birdie of the round for Patrick. Excellent putt from Patrick right there. Obviously satisfied with himself. See if Evan can do the same. Looking for birdie. Evan.
That was horrible.
Does not hit it. Sean now, same thing, looking for the bird. Will he get it? Yes, he will. Nice and easy from Sean there. Jake also with a nice, easy tap in there for par. 2 birdies on that hole from Sean and Patrick, so they will be up first on hole number 11. And this is the fun one. This is the double stack basket. You got to look at it right there. We're going to the top basket today. This was an on-the-fly decision made. So we're going for the elevated basket here as Sean elects to go forehand. It's pretty much straight down the middle. You got some thick stuff on the right there. And a couple hazards in the fairway. We've got some shrubbery there and some medium-sized bushes. But as long as you don't do what Patrick did right there, you should have a pretty good look at the basket.
Bro, he zips every puck now.
We'll see what Evan can do now. Evan elects to go backhand. Has a nice shot straight down, and he will have kind of a long putt on this elevated basket. Jake now with the approach. Throws it way to the right. Is it going to come back?
Or is it too long?
He goes too long.
That's still the best.
An absolute bomb of a drive there from Jake. Outdrives the basket.
What if one of us aced a basket?
Patrick, always the visionary of the group. What if one of us aced a basket? Well, then it wouldn't count, Patrick. As he tries to throw through a wall of bushes here.
This is terrible.
I don't think he really knows what he's doing. Trying to find any little bit of a gap, and we'll just kind of try and brute force it through. I think he did at least get through there, and after he
If I miss this, I'm going to be so far.
untangles himself, he is looking to putt for par. Oh! Hits the top of the basket. Was actually closer than I thought he was going to be. I think, again, maybe he was looking at that flag up on top of the basket there and was trying to hit that, and maybe it was just a little low. Evan, on the other hand, had the opposite problem for his birdie look. Went right over the top of the basket.
Oh. I didn't.
Jake
At least everybody else
also struggling.
That's even a hard part.
Doink counter already up to 12 through 11 holes. Sean now for par.
It's so hard to make myself throw that high.
Oh. And doink it goes. Jake.
No way.
Oh, no.
Bro, how am I supposed to make? Wait. Yeah, 3.
Dude. But you can't touch the basket, bro.
I can't reach. Guys, someone get my shit.
Jake just couldn't quite get his disc out of the basket there. Needed some assistance from the very tall camera operator.
Right, and
May or may not be me. Already on to 12. 476-foot par 4.
Oh, come
Got
on,
it.
start fading.
Kind of trees on the left and right hand side of the fairway. It's more open on the right though, but there is a Mando that you have to think about. You got to go around it. So got to go pretty much to the left side of those trees there in the middle of the fairway. You see the gap on the left side of those trees. And I believe Patrick hit that gap as Jake looks to do the same. He throws forehand. And I think Jake hit it. I don't think anyone missed a Mando on this hole, as you can see that Evan got around it, so he was originally going to forehand try and go down the middle of that gap there, but he thought better of it and will go backhand over the tall grass and some nice open space up there. And he went right. Maybe a little bit too far, but he definitely went right. I'll give him that. Sean now is kind of in an unfortunate situation there, as you see the red tee for hole number 12.
All right, that's not bad, actually.
He kind of threw a backhand roller, and he was out in the open. And Patrick, it's never a good thing when the person throwing the disc says, "Oh gosh." So Patrick went way to the right. You see that basket pretty much straight ahead. Jake's looking to put himself in a nice position for a birdie. He throws it pretty high, but it will drop down.
Let's hope I can make that putt.
And at his own admission, he's looking to make that putt. Evan now, with his third shot, will have a pretty long look for par. And Patrick, talk about long looks. Patrick, you see that basket right there? That's not the one they're throwing at. The one that we're going for here is pretty much straight ahead of Patrick, so he's going to try and go around that big tree. Nice little Anheuser shot there. Don't quite know how good that was, but we will see in just a minute. As Sean now has a pretty long look at birdie. This would really put him in a good position to hit this birdie. And we're going to go with he just chose to lay up there, as Evan now looks to par out.
Oh. That's going to be a tough one.
That's going to be a tough one. Said it yourself there, Sean. That is going to be a tough one, as Patrick also misses his par putt. Jake now for the bird.
Oh, bro, if I leave another foot short today.
That one echoed a little bit. Doink counter.
It's a second.
Climbs again, and Evan makes that putt from the knee. Evan with the bogey. Patrick also with the bogey. Sean and Jake with the pars, so they'll be up first on this beautiful hole number 13. Going to the A basket again. 211 feet. That sign just 1 foot off. And you know what? That 1 foot makes a big difference. We're going to see an ace right here. I'm calling it right now. Sean was pretty close. Get a nice drive there. Forehand shot. Skipped probably about 3-4 feet away from the basket. We'll see what Jake has to offer here, as he was a little bit too early and will end up hitting that tree. Patrick now with a look.
You should have threw the shot you did on
That guy
He
that's a
went pretty far to the left there. The opposite problem he was having on the previous hole. Evan now throws a rocket to the moon. He was so high, and he will run into one of the trees, and so he'll have a pretty long look at birdie here. See what he can do. Has a very nice upshot. Nice, easy look for par. Jake with the long birdie look. he does not hit it. Sean will give the chains a little kiss on the way by.
Austin, that'd be awesome. You suck, dude. You're so
Jake
bad.
What's happening?
will also
That's just upsetting.
doink out, so doink counter up to 17 after just 13 holes. Jake will angrily slap the chains after that par. Should have had a bird on that one, but par's not too bad. Got 2 pars on that one, Sean and Evan. Jake had a 4 after missing that putt, and Patrick with the birdie.
Okay, you know what? That's not terrible.
So Patrick will lead us off here on hole number 14. This is a 500-foot par 4. Pretty much longest hole on the disc golf course here in Naperville. Patrick has a nice shot. You want to hit that gap. The pin is very far
It's just like really hard to get to the basket.
up there. You see that those 2 brown trees pretty much straight through that gap. It's right over there is where the basket is, and so you want to be pretty much in a position to be able to get in there. You see the basket after Evan's drive. Jake now looking to rebound after that bogey. Throws a pretty nice shot right down the right-hand side of that gap. We'll have an excellent look at the basket, almost for an eagle look on hole number 14.
There's a lot of trees there.
As Patrick is in the tall stuff on the right side of the fairway. Looks like he's electing to go backhand here, and that's not where it needed to go.
Oh my God.
I mean, Sean said it, so I didn't have to. Evan now with the eagle look. Looks like he will just lay up. That is a pretty long look for eagle. Jake also on his second.
Hit that. Not that
Will
way.
hit the tree just on the beginning of the mulch there and kind of careen the wrong way as Sean from the knee hits that tiny gap, and we'll have a pretty good look at birdie. Evan now for the bird with ease. Wasn't even a question. Right in the middle of the chains. Sean. A little bit more question in that one as the doink counter ticks higher and higher. Jake will again hit the top of the basket. Maybe Patrick was talking to him about that flag on top. Just wanted to hit that as Patrick
That could have been huge.
will airmail it by the side of the basket. As we see the final shot of the hole there from Jake. We move on to hole number 15. Evan, the only one to birdie that long par 4. So he will be up first. Sean and Jake with the par, Patrick with the bogue. This one is one of the more difficult par 3s. There's a gap to the basket that is 235 feet away. You see that gap there. There is trees on the left and thick stuff on the right. So really got to thread the needle and get through that gap. 2 throws that we've seen so far have not, and Jake throws that one into the ground.
You know what? It could have been worse.
It could have been worse. Sean is not wrong.
Should we all just
You
join
could
up?
have been Patrick's shot. Goes careening off the tree into the thick stuff here. Jake at least has a gap to look at on his second shot.
Out of it.
Throws
This might be the worst
through the
spot
gap, and we'll have a pretty long look for par. Patrick elects the roller, and he as well will have an even longer look at par. Not the best drives from the group on this hole. Couldn't quite clear the gap as Evan has an okay up shot. We'll have a nice look at par.
Which is a better layup.
Sean on his second shot will be in the mulch. Also look for par. Patrick on his par look will end up hitting the basket, but the only thing he got there was another doink on the doink counter. Evan now for a long par. He will hit that with ease again, right in the middle of the chains. Evan really picking up the putting pace here as we see the others finish up their shots through 15 holes. Patrick +7, Jake +6. Sean and Evan tied still at 1 under par with 3 holes left. We'll see who is able to come out on top as we move into hole number 16. Again, going to the A pin, 315 feet away on this par 3.
That's never turning.
Evan throws it pretty high. Important notes on this one. We got to go through that small gap. It's right behind the scorecard. And then the basket is to the right. So got to hit that small gap. Very difficult gap to hit. Sean and Evan unable to do so. We'll see what Jake is able to muster up here. He goes almost straight at the camera operator there, and luckily his cat-like reflexes moved him right out of the way as Patrick, I mean, rolled out of that, that's for sure. His second shot has a kind of a funky look at the gap there as he decides to throw his Mako instead. We'll see what he can get.
Am I good?
Asking if he's good. Goes with the backhand there. We see it come in. Hey, that wasn't too bad.
Right.
He thought he was left. He's right, but we'll have a nice look at the basket for par. Sean now can see the basket. And he will place it down nicely for an easy look at par. Evan as well will skip off the mulch, and he will have a little bit longer look at par, but it's still possible.
Come out of it.
Jake.
That's fair, you know, I cheated, so might as well get the extra stroke anyway.
Jake apparently is over here cheating. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. Hopefully one of these people were. Patrick now for par will go and doink the basket just a little bit. He tries the second one also and doinks the basket. And another doink.
Yes, but also
Doink counter.
oh.
Bro,
Getting a workout here as we have 23 doinks through 16 holes. Not a great hole for the group. 4 bogeys from everyone except for Sean. Did I say 4? I meant 3 bogeys from everyone except for Sean. He leads the charge to hole number 17 as he was the only one to par hole number 16. This is a 255-foot par 3. Sean will lead us off here, and he likes to go forehand. They're pretty much, the basket is right behind those trees in the middle of the fairway. You see him there, pretty much right below the 2 on the scorecard there.
Damn it.
Evan elects to go backhand. He goes way out, and he will have a look at birdie here.
Oh yeah.
Jake now looking to bounce back after 2 bogeys in a row. Also elects to go way outside with the backhand shot. He will have a pretty good look at birdie. Not sure how great of a look, but it will be pretty good as Patrick also elects with the backhand shot. And he has an excellent skip and will have a nice easy tap in there for birdie.
That was fun.
That was fine. I'll give him that. That was fine as Evan
That was good. I needed that.
again. Nice and easy. How do you do from Evan with the bird on hole number 17?
Make it like, what, the 15th basket hit?
Yeah,
Everything's so short.
that was a little bit higher than 15. That was a 24th basket hit.
God damn it.
Oh, geez, and the 25th.
Can you have like a... I think we gotta be at like 20.
You heard Patrick there. I think he was going to say, Logan, can you have a counter on how many times we're missing the basket here? And as you can see, we're up to 26 times on the round so far today. As we move into the final hole of the rounds, Evan and Sean are tied, so they're battling for that first position. This one is pretty much straight up par 3 to the left slightly. It's uphill, and you got to hit the gap, go around that big tree Mando that you can see pretty much right in front of Sean there. Got to go up the hill through the gap to the left. Sean has an excellent forehand shot. Will roll beautifully
More
right into the gap, so he will have a nice, easy look. Patrick, +7.
Don't miss
We'll
the
go
Mando. Oh my god, he missed the Mando.
straight at the
It
Mando.
went through the tree.
He went around the Mando.
It went in between the split. That's missed.
Didn't we count that as a make last time? Wait, what happened?
And we'll have a
It
replay
went
here.
up, kicked, and went in between the
See
two.
what
What
we
did it
can
kick off?
see
Other
as they
like,
continue to
how they
discuss
not-
in the
Isn't that
background.
all the same tree though?
It almost looks like he went through the split in the tree.
Honestly,
we
I think
review the
he-
I
replay?
don't think he missed the
I-
Mando.
Yeah.
Super slow motion
That's-
here.
That's happened before. If he
we
hit
said
the
it was
Mando
that
tree,
true.
then it can't be Mando.
Yeah.
Or it can't be
It
missed.
looks like he
You're
went
right.
through that
You're right.
split, so the group
I mean, I'm
will
still gonna
decide that he did make the Mando. As Jake now is +8, him and Patrick battling for 3rd and 4th place here. Has an excellent,
Wait, what?
silky smooth drive on hole number 18, and
That's what I was trying to do.
man, that was beautiful. Excellent drive. Probably the best one that we've seen all day from Jake. As Patrick now with his second shot will hit the thick stuff on the left-hand side of the second gap on this hole. So Patrick's lead is slipping away ahead of Jake as Sean takes a run at that putt, but we'll leave it a little bit short, so he will have a nice, easy tap in for par there. And
No.
Patrick
Well, I'm gonna lose to Jake.
I don't know if I want to cut this.
Patrick threw that one into the ground, and he's allowing Jake to creep and crawl back as Evan. Oh my.
How close are you?
Where's your jump like a 20
Bro.
feet?
I don't know if that one slipped out of his hand or what happened there, but he's got quite a long par look now as Jake leaves that birdie putt just short. Patrick for the 4 goes quite
The wind is terrible.
by it. Evan now for par. And he hits it. I don't know why we expected anything less. Sean also pars, so
God damn it,
him
I really need to get
and
back. I just triple bogey. Oh my god, Pat.
Evan will
I triple bogey.
tie,
you
and
gave me
Patrick,
the
you
Mando.
hear him there, will triple bogey with this easy tap in. Oh no.
I mean, I wasn't trying.
Oh gosh, Patrick. Well, something to be desired here.
What is that plus? Is that plus 10?
That will be plus 11 there, my guy. Plus 11 through 18 holes. Jake plus 8. So Jake in 3rd, Patrick in 4th, but Evan and Sean are tied, so you know what that means. It's time for a playoff hole. What are we going to do? We're going to play hole number 1 again. We're going to flip to see who goes first. And I believe Evan won that flip off, so he decides that Sean will throw first. Back to hole 1. We saw it way back at the beginning of this round. He elects to go forehand, will deflect off a tree and have kind of a terrible rollout And that's not an ideal situation for Sean. Evan now, with Sean holding the door open for him. Will nice and easy lay that in there. And he's got kind of a long putt for birdie. Sean with quite a long birdie look.
So bad.
Air balls. Door is open for Evan. Let's see what he's got. He's going to reach out and grab the chains. Reaches out, and he hits it. What a putt from that man right there. Evan, your winner of the round today. He honestly deserves it. I mean, he played the best out of the whole group today, and so I'm really happy for him. We are standing by now with the winner of the round, Evan. Evan, first of all, congratulations on winning today. What are your thoughts on the round?
You know,
One because I had a bad roll.
nobody shot exceptional today, but, you know, with the conditions, Sean and I, we got into a playoff. Sean just had a bad roll, made the putt, took the win, you know. Felt pretty good, I guess, so.
Speaking of that putt, what was going through your head on that one?
You know, it was like a 15-footer. I'm not good at putting, so I was terrified, but it went in, so can't complain. Seeing Sean miss that was reassuring, I guess, so yeah, felt good.
What are some ways you can improve for next time?
Probably hitting gaps. I don't think I hit a single gap today, so that's definitely the thing I need to fix.
All right, Evan, thank you.
Thank you.
We've also got Patrick here. Patrick, what were your thoughts on the round today?
Sometimes you just have a demoralizing round. I thought maybe I could at least beat Jake, and I shot +7 on the 18. I thought my Ireland hat would give me a little luck. Didn't. I think I'm gonna watch this and take a good long reflection and work on some things.
We're going to have a counter on the screen. How many times do you think you hit the basket today?
I don't think I hit the basket that much. I think I just airballed a lot, so.
Okay, and so what are you going to change for next time then?
I got to work on my form off the tee. Sometimes the best way to improve your putting is to just be closer to the basket when you're doing it, so.
I mean, you're not wrong. Is there anything else you want to say?
Better luck next time.
All right, thanks, Pat. And with that, round number 2 on the Part-Time Disc Golf channel has come to a close. If you liked anything you saw during this disc golf video, please hit that subscribe button. It helps us out a lot. Please like the video if you like what we're doing here, and feel free to comment. We are always looking for suggestions and ways to improve the channel. For all the players and my other camera operator today, I'm Logan Cap. We'll catch you on the next one.